Your brain is your greatest asset. And don't forget the heart. It's the most important part. Your brain is a supercomputer. You download programs into you, into it. Programs such as TV, music, books, other people. Now, as a newborn baby to a child, you were limited to choose your own programs. You were not really limited. It just, as a child, you live with your parents. You have to live by their rules, tradition, culture, philosophy, religion, beliefs, etc. So you naturally downloaded most of the same programs as your parents, your family, your friends, the people in your neighborhood, the environment you were mostly in, and a little bit of your own as well. But when you became a teenager, you started to question certain things and become curious about life. That's because the old programming was starting to be replaced with new programming. How does this happen? Because as you get older, you had a little more freedom than childhood, more time away from family and friends and your neighborhood environment, and more alone time as well, which gave you the opportunity, time to reprogram yourself. The brain is programmed through repetition, trauma, and symbols, such as symbols. You know what repetition is. Repeat, repeat, repeat. That's why in the affirmation you keep repeating it because it's a repetition. The reason why is because most of us have had a lot of negative influences on us. So you have to reverse it by putting a new positive repetition in place of the old one. Trauma, of course. Because trauma has a huge impact on your subconscious, your heart, your emotional and mental states. Right? Symbols such as images, pictures, visualization, imagination, sigils, etc. The repetition reinforces the program if you exchange the repetition from one program to another. You can replace an old program with a new one. The strongest programs you have downloaded are your traumas and what you repeat the most, the actions you take the most routinely, what you say the most, what you do the most, what you think the most, what you feel the most, what you hear the most, what you listen to the most, see or look at the most. These are your daily running programs which influence your actions and behaviors. Now, your mind is okay. So your brain is a supercomputer. The mind is one mind. Now, in the flesh, you have a brain. Outside of the flesh, you are one mind. We are one mind. So you want to stay charged positively. It's not easy to do, but if you're aware of it and you practice it, it becomes easier. This don't mean that you're gonna be happy and joyful every day. It just means that when you're not happy and joyful, when you're not having such a good time, when you're not feeling so good, you remind yourself to stay positive. You can be in your emotions and feel your emotions. You can feel sad and still be positive at the same time. Now, what's gonna happen is eventually you're gonna start to feel a little bit better. And if you keep practicing this, it becomes repetition. It becomes a habit. It becomes a natural part of your daily life. And things gonna happen. Things happen in life to make us feel down. But when these things happen, you remind yourself, stay positive. Because it's like you're giving off a signal. A signal, and whatever you give it off, you get back. So you want to give off good, positive vibes. Meaning that you know everything is all right. You know it's all good. You don't think the worst of things, no matter what. You don't think the worst of other people. You just always try to feel as best as you can feel all the time. And keep your mind on whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into your life. Just keep your mind on it and take action towards that and continue to feel good. And everything gonna be alright. Like, take me for example. I still have days where I be like, man, where I be like, all right, you know better. You know better. So get it together. And when I get it together, I go meditate, say my affirmations, and I feel better. And then now, what I can say is, I feel better than I did last year. I feel better than I did ever in my life. I can say that. I can honestly say that and mean it wholeheartedly. At this point in my life, I feel better than I ever have. And I know it's only going to get better because what I'm doing, what I practice, is to stay positive. I know it sounds crazy. How you going to stay positive? All this stuff going on. That's the point. What else you going to do? Peace and love. See y'all next time.